So when Allah saw me using the cane, he said, "Thank you for the solidarity." I think I will be repeating what my brother Aurelia said about, addressing the dignitaries here. Of course, I could have said I endorse yours and then move, but I just wanted to mention the names in order to also say thank you so much. Your Excellency, Minister Catherine Colonna, Your Excellency, Minister Sylvie Retailleau, my French is a bit, if I'm saying it well, and Your Excellency and my brother, Minister Aurelia Russo, and my friend Ala Meriu, and remembering also your son. This is the auditorium that's named after his son. And Mayor Grigori Duce and President of Metropole Bruno Bernard. By the way, immediately after they were elected, they came to Geneva to discuss. That was their first trip actually to outside Lyon. And the reason I'm saying this is starting from His Excellency the President up to the Lyon mayor, everybody was aligned on the same page. All ministers, including Geneva, by the way, my brother Jerome, Ambassador Jerome. And then, of course, to the Vice President of the region and to Madam Prefect and Elizabeth, thank you for hosting us here. I have also my ADGs here, by the way. Raul Thomas, who was following us on the WHO Academy until David came. And we have Michelle Bocuse, who was leading the academy before she was appointed as ambassador to Philippines. Of course, it's going to be long, so I will not go further, but I would be remiss if I don't recognize the presence of Jerome Salomon, who I poached from your system, and who's and to all my colleagues, WHO staff here, IARC, WHO Emergencies, and WHO Academy. Philip, I have many from Unit Aid and my colleagues here, including the chair of the board. It's really an honor to join you today. Maybe I will tell you something that many of you don't know. Not all of you, but many of you don't know what I'm going to say. France and WHO are old friends. In fact, you could say that WHO was born in France. How many of you knew about this? Can you raise your hands? WHO was born in France? I think very few know about this. And the first International Sanitary Conference was held in Paris in 1851. That was the seed, by the way. And the International Office of Public Hygiene, which is the forerunner of WHO, was founded in Paris in 1907. I don't know if many of you know, maybe few. That's why I said WHO was born in France. The 1851 conference and the International Office of Public Hygiene, the forerunner of WHO from 1907. But the movement started 1851, actually. Then France was, of course, a founding member of WHO in 1948 and has remained a strong friend since then. And I'm not surprised when 3 ministers are here to celebrate 75th anniversary. Because of what I said, there is a very strong attachment and connection from the start. I thank President Macron for his leadership in global health, especially during some of the most difficult phases of the pandemic and during France's EU presidency. You know, to what extent WHO was in difficulty, especially during the rough times of the pandemic, at the height of the pandemic. And it was especially President Macron who really supported. France and President Macron himself played a critical leadership role in establishing the ACT Accelerator and relieved millions of vaccine doses through the COVAX facility. And this is the vaccine, as what Foreign Minister Colonna said. Most recently, President Macron has led the effort to forge a new global financial pact and to prioritize health in the summit agenda. Just as France has played a key role in the history of WHO, so too has Lyon. Lyon is, by the way, the home of our daughter, and I will tell you who the daughter is. WHO's relationship with Lyon goes back to 1965. And a coincidence, I was born in 1965. I don't know which month Lyon was created, but 1965 is when I was born, March 3. When the World Health Assembly created the International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, with its headquarters here in Lyon. Then in 2001, WHO established an office in Lyon at the Center of Excellence for Public Health Laboratories for Health Emergencies. That office has played an important role in COVID-19 and other emergencies, including outbreaks of Mpox, Ebola, and Marburg virus disease. Most recently, of course, I was honored to be here in Lyon with President Macron 2 years ago for the groundbreaking ceremony for the WHO Academy, which we all look forward to inaugurating next year. And it's the WHO Academy, which is the daughter, by the way. The Academy will be WHO's main learning center. And I fully agree with Mr. Russo that this is the school of the future. And it's now developing partnerships with world-class academic partners, including leading French universities. This will help to position the Academy at the center of a global, lifelong ecosystem that will train health and care workers, policymakers, and WHO staff. So we'll use it both for external and internal. And the scale is to train millions, hundreds of millions, because it can be done both in person, but mainly since this is the school of the future, it will also be through distance learning. And we have a very well experienced director now, and I believe this will happen. And we poached him from UNESCO. And he has the experience and skills in adult education and well positioned to lead this organization. I don't know where David is. The other side, yeah. And my thanks also to Minister Rousseau for your announcement that France will host a global WHO event on defeating meningitis by 2030. Just as I commend France for its commitment to health around the world, I also commend President Macron and his government for your commitment to health at home, including the launch last month of the national campaign to vaccinate all girls and boys against human papillomavirus virus for free. As you know, almost 3 years ago, WHO launched a campaign to eliminate cervical cancer. And we thank you for your support for that goal here in France and around the world. And thank you also for your commitment at home, which will really be a good example for many countries. Excellencies, dear colleagues and friends, as one of the world's largest economies, France has a major role to play in global health. The strategy you're launching today will enhance that role. It aligns well with WHO's top priorities, well aligned. and to support countries to meet the health targets of the Sustainable Development Goals, to reduce health inequities, including by addressing social and environmental determinants, to address the health consequences of climate change with a One Health approach, and to promote innovation and partnerships. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the founding of WHO. Our organization was created in the aftermath of the Second World War because the nation of the world, including France, recognized that the only alternative to global conflict was global cooperation. That remains true today. We live in a time of conflict and crisis, a time when the fabric of multilateralism is frayed and its future is questioned. And yet, this is the time that shows why it's so important. Because for everything that makes us different, language, culture, tradition, faith, ideology, we're one species, one humanity, and sharing one planet. We have no future but a shared future. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Nous allons...
Hello everybody, this is Margareta Harris in WHO Headquarters, Geneva, welcoming you to our press briefing on the outcomes of the Strategic Advisory Group of Experts on Immunisation meeting. Today, which was held last week, and of course today is October the 2nd, 2023. We will start with opening remarks from our Director General, Dr Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, and he will be joined